tell you what, yeah. Any sort of yeah, okay.
This video, so use best behaviour as you put it in your mouth. You know what I mean? Just you and your daughter, sir. Yes, I'll take one of them. Video. He looks good for 80, doesn't he, the old man? He looks good for 80, doesn't he?
Not bad. She hasn't, not yet.
Hello! I hope you're putting this on Facebook. This is a flip.
I would like to welcome you all to the Dyke Golf Club and thank you everybody who's behind the scenes of the Dyke Golf Club. As you know, Graham isn't that keen on golf and he's never really thought about joining a golf club, but the Dyke Golf Club sounded quite appealing. I cannot tell you what a privilege it is to stand here and talk about this wonderful guy. He's an absolutely fantastic father and super granddad, and we are all as a family so proud of him.
Who's this? Who's it?
I was a little bit short of material for my speech until last night. And last night was actually the day of Graham's 80th birthday. And we decided to have a very low-key meal. Growing up, we always used to enjoy our meals at the Indian restaurant. So we went to our local Indian restaurant, the Ashoka, and they're always lovely to us there. And we arrived and Graham looked fantastic. He was wearing his brand new jeans, a brand new sparkling top, and he looked like the man about town. So we strolled in, and it was Andy, myself, Dawes and Graham, and Joe and Sophie. And we got down to our table, and we looked next door, and it was obvious there was another family doing a similar thing. And we had a little look, and there was this wizened old lady. She was bent over, she had long grey hair, and it looked like her son was helping her choose her food from the menu. And then when we looked again, she had a balloon from her seat with "Happy 80th birthday." Well, suffice it to say, we decided to keep our balloon well and truly in its box. Knowing Graham and Dawes as I do, I would say, you know, they're fantastic, sociable people, and they've had friends all along the way. And in all of our journeys of life, we meet special people, special friends, and quite often they go by the wayside. But I can honestly say that that's never happened with any of Dawes and Graham's friends. And you've all made the effort to come here tonight, and I know that the both of them will be absolutely thrilled to see you all.
Yeah.
The only downside to that is I've known you all quite a long time, and I've got quite a few stories to tell. So those evenings when you had your special party nights, Lynn Fox, you had quite a few of those. You thought I was fast asleep in bed, but oh no, I wasn't. I was sat at the top of the stairs, watching the goings-on through this smog of smoke that seemed to go on these days. And I saw a few things going on, and you know, I will keep it under wraps. Now, as you also know, Dawes and Graham enjoy a drink. But in the 70s, it wasn't quite so easy to pick up a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc off the shelf. So Dawes and Graham thought, well, we're not going to, put up with Blue Nun and Black Tower and Leafround Milch. We're going to have a go at making our own. So they duly did. We had a tiny house, but it was full of demijohns and wine bubbling over, pipes travelling, down, and they joined a wine circle, the Whitley Wine Circle, and they met some fantastic friends who are here tonight. John Sherrington, Jill and Ian, Mary, Pete and Ruth. Quite frankly, that you're here tonight is quite remarkable, because that stuff was shit. And the wine circle was a sort of a euphemism for just having a bloody great big pisser. And they used to just come up with these weird ideas for a party, and it invariably involved dressing up. Well, Dawes and Graham have done lots of dressing up over the years.
Oh yeah.
They've been royalty, they've been sports people, they've been vicars and tarns quite a few times. But my most favourite outfit that Dawsy came up with, and it must have been a fairy tale or a fable story, and she said, we're going to be Little Bo Peep and her sheep. So, Graham brought home some work overalls from Gatwick, and Mum and I went down the market and we bought reels of sheepskin. And she had a sewing machine, and we spent most of the week sewing the sheepskin onto the overalls. And my God, he looked amazing. He looked just like a sheep. His face was covered in white, and a little black nose and all the rest of it. And I took a picture of them before they went to this party. And Dawsy looked as pretty as a picture. She had a frilly dress, she had a crook with a matching bow, she looked amazing. And Graham was there, on all fours. and this joke's actually quite clean, though it may not be. Anyway, Graham was driving that night, and off he got into the driving seat in this sheepskin. And there were quite a few near misses on the journey to the party, as other drivers were seeing him and were sort of avoiding it. Did I see a sheep, driving that car? Bloody hell! Anyway, the upshot of the story is they never made the party, because Graham just kept following the car in front of him. One of his outfits was, he was all in black, and he had 8 ladies' knickers attached to his jumper. Can any of you think what he might have been?
Lucky.
Come on, old days. Ladies' knickers, 8 ladies' knickers.
Never happened to me.
No. It's before fantasy football, Gary. What did you used to do before fantasy football?
Can't tell you, Claire.
Well, it was 8 score draws, if any of you remember the rules.
Yes.
Frankly, 8 wasn't enough, but it sort of fitted the bill. I know that Graham is thrilled to see some of his work colleagues from his days at working with Air Tours and Airways. Mark and Chris, thank you very much for coming this evening. I don't know whether you relate to this, but when I grew up I had a terrible fear of flying. nothing in our house ever worked. But I'm pleased to say that after he retired when he was 65, my fear of flying has disappeared. So then, you know, this man's 80, and what the hell do you get somebody, you know, for their 80th birthday? It is actually quite tricky. And I did sort of think, and I thought to myself, what am I going to get him? So I thought, well, I know. I've heard that some of the Man U supporters are really hacked off, and they've thrown in their season tickets, and they're up for grabs, you know, for quite a cheap price. So I looked on eBay, and I saw this Man United season ticket for £2.50, and I thought, well, that's too much to pay. But undeterred, I was watching the World Cup. And I don't know if you know that the Holland manager, Louis van Gaal, is now the manager of Man United. And he was on the World Cup on the training ground. He was wearing this really dapper baseball hat with this lovely streak of orange, and I thought, that would look really good on Graham and Lanzarote. So I did an internet search on Dutch caps. So I wouldn't like to tell you what came up on the screen, but it was nothing that you could wear on your head. And Dorsey had the same problem, and she said to Graham, I think I'm going to get something for your 80th to spice up our sex life. So she went to the shop and she bought this really expensive, sexy night dress, see-through night dress. The trouble was Graham couldn't see through it. and she said, and by the way, she said, why don't you shout out my name like you used to? And he said, because I don't want to wake you up.
You just pitched one of my jokes.
Anyway, I think you've heard enough of me, so I would like to say, in time-honoured tradition, could you please sing Happy Birthday to Graham? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Graham. Happy birthday to you.
Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. A bit longer. As you know, getting old brings up all sorts of things. One of the things is memory, you know? And for your 80th birthday, one of the things is you can't remember what you're saying. You can't even remember your birthday. But impotence, yeah, is nature's way of saying no hard feelings. Yeah? And but I'll tell you what, even watching paint dry has got its own fascination. And did you know statistically there are 4 women to every man at the age of 80? What a time to get those sort of bloody on. Somebody said to me the other day, are you still getting sex at 80? I said, oh yes, but I only live at number 76. But I was going to say, and I think Claire's already said it, the daughter and I were lying in bed the other day and she said to me, darling, you don't shout out my name anymore when men have sex. I sort of want to wake you up. But seriously, Dora and I have been together, what, 40 years or whatever, yeah? And I said to her the other day, darling, you know, we've been together 40 years, I could go to the ends of the earth for you. She said, does that mean you're going to stay there? But, yeah, honestly, it's just lovely seeing everybody here tonight, and some surprises, I must say. And I have to thank Claire and Doris for organising all this, you know. And also the staff of the Golf Club. But as you know, Dorian retired a few months ago. And people say to me, what's it like having Dorian at home with you now you're retired? I saw she's never bloody there. I call her seldom seen. But to be fair, she does put in the odd cameo appearance now and again. But you know, she loves the golf, and why should I knock that? But I have been told that she spends more time in the sand than Lawrence of Arabia. Anyway, while we're on the subject of golf, this is true. This was a notice in a golf club in Scotland. I'll get the paper right. Right. Back straight, knees bent. Feet, shoulders width apart. Form a loose grip. Keep your head down. Stay out of the water. Try not to hit anyone. If you are taking too long, let others go ahead of you. Don't stand directly in front of others. Quiet please while others are preparing. Don't take extra strokes. Well done, now go out and flush the urinal, go outside and tee off. But anyway, that's all I've got to say now, but I'll just leave you with this little thought. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, a dog is a man's best friend. Now which sex has got the more sense?
Well done.
Thank you. I came free of charge tonight and I'm sure I'm worth every penny.
The way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel young. You make me feel that spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I don't play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon, just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me young. You make me feel that the sun's to be sun, and else to be wrong, and a wonderful thing to be flawed. And even when I'm old and grey, gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so, and you make me feel so, Graham, you make me feel so young, so young. It's nearly over. So young. You picked a long one. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so young.
What a mover, what a mover! What's that?
Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we can fly, oh so starry-eyed. Once I get this breath up there, I'll be holding you so very near. You may even hear all the angels cheer as we together with a wise. It's such a lovely groovy knockout kind of birthday day. Say the word.